Hey detectives, welcome to the crew. I'm Sea Lord Jenda, and this is my Let's Play of Disco Elysium. In the last episode, we finished up exploring the church, which is pretty much the whole map we can see and know of at the moment. And we're now going to head back into the starting area and deal with a lot of miscellaneous tasks we've left unfinished. Okay, what do we have left in terms of journal? Egghead puzzle? Oh. Oh, I need to call the station about the dead body, huh? Oh, I need to call Jamrock Public Library. Oh, we can talk to Joyce. Okay, there's our lead. Alright. We have our badge now, I forgot. We haven't gone back to the other side all day. It is getting dark and late, but we have time enough to sprint back. We can talk to Idiot Doomspiral. We can talk to Joyce. We can make a phone call. Did I pay? I paid for my hotel room already for the day, huh? I guess I could stay there for one more night. How do I get off this beach? Over here. Hey, Idiot Doomspiral, I got your jacket. I think.
Tequila sunset.
I found your jacket.
Ah, tequila. I knew you'd come through. That's fucking great, man.
Here you go.
Let me see. What? This isn't my jacket. My jacket was beautiful. This is fucking filthy. What am I supposed to do with this?
And you left it outside for a week.
I'm not taking a disgusting pile of hobo rags. I may be in an irrecoverably decaying orbit, but I've still got standards.
Do you?
Either bring it back the way it was before, or find a dumpster to burn it in.
He hands it to
You
you.
know, despite the guano, it looks like the jacket itself is stain resistant. It may just need a good scrubbing.
Okay, well, I'll be seeing you. I could get them to sign. I'm sure I could get them to sign the thing, but I don't particularly want to have the thing signed. It would actually ruin this little town. Oh, let's talk to her again. I'd like to ask permission to take this scooter.
Hi, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
It's my motor carriage in the sea, by the way.
Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
Well, apparently I got drunk.
This calls for a funeral, if you ask me.
Huh. You suggesting we honor the carcass of my former motor carriage?
Hi. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all?
Well, perhaps I should.
Quite odd. Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Life world. Someone's been reading up on last century Gotwaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Alright, I'm in. But organizing a funeral takes some time and effort, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere.
It's a pity we can't do more frivolous side activities like rejuvenate the doomed commercial area or...
Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we do get to do. Like the murder investigation, for example.
Our chances of asking her on a date are basically zero, and I don't think they're going to be a lot better even if we do get rid of Kim, but we can try, I suppose. For now, let's sprint our way back across the canal, past our motor carriage. And we'll call headquarters. and talk to Joyce, and then we'll see what else we can do. What's that? Scribbled between the thighs of a page 3 girl. L'origine du disco. Okay. Don't see what disco has to do with that, but here's Kim's motor carriage.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Yes, can you connect me to the Jamrock Public
I'm afraid
Library?
they're closed. It says here that the library is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Damn
We
it,
should try
blast.
again during business hours.
Anything else, Detective?
Yeah, I need to report a dead body on the Mondays
One
boardwalk.
moment.
Here, shuffling through some papers.
Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
Unidentified middle-aged man, height 170 to 175 centimeters, dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, and hit his head against the metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, seems to be an accident.
No field autopsy necessary.
She
You
repeats.
can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card in his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It's from Central Jamrock Public Library. Belongs to someone named Billy Majon.
Good. You have a lead.
Yes.
Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking
I
it.
have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I think I'm done for now.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering
Oh wait,
levers.
actually,
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist
found
you?
anything else
Still
about
no
this?
word, I'm afraid, sir. I know it must be frustrating. Was there anything else you want? 57th?
In the cabin, you see a set.
Like it should have been a day. I guess maybe it hasn't been. I don't know. Well, yeah, we did that, and then we called back in a day, and then it should have been another day now. I thought, but I guess maybe not. Right. Have I not figured this out? I feel like I figured that out, but apparently not. The secret passage, I really want to figure out how to get into this, but, I want the pants too. Oh, and after 2100, we gotta talk to that guy. I gotta clean this jacket too, which is doable. Let's go talk to Joyce. We have our badge. We can talk to Joyce without potentially compromising the investigation. The musty smell of a potato cellar in spring emanates from the air vent. What? What is going on under that air vent? Hey. Navy coat. I didn't see that before. Does the loot get updated as days go by, maybe? Not possible.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I found my badge.
I love you did.
She inspects the piece of blue plastic, her eyes scanning from left to right.
She is memorizing your badge number.
Sounds right.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
Seaweed drips from the badge in your hand. It smells of
How
fish.
about you share your information on the lynching, now that you've seen his badge?
The goalposts have moved, Lieutenant. In the absence of the badge, I have informed my employer there will be a probe. I cannot rescind that promise. To my knowledge, the drivers are still at the roundabout. I will tell you everything I know
Oh,
when you finish with
Joyce,
them.
you sneaky bitch. I know this was your plan all
My
along.
plan is to share information. The only way to do that now is by telling my employers you've kept your end, which I hope you will, because let me tell you, we are in dire waters.
Meaning, the information she has will raise the stakes in this game.
The sooner the probe is finished, the sooner I can share crucial information with you. Now, is there anything I can do for you in the meanwhile? Tea, perhaps?
You know what? What the hell? Our information's barely useful anyway.
Yes, my eyes on the harbor have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
What eyes
It
exactly?
doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter.
Maybe that secret
In any
thing
case,
that we
it's
can't
a
get
relief
into?
to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
Bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, man, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
It is, yes.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
So, the lynching and the strike?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Do you need a security detail, Joyce?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Yeah, seems like the Union did not appreciate being intimidated, seeing as they murdered one of them.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They
2
report
now.
to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
What are the other 2 doing now? Because one of them is dead. What are the other 2 doing? I'm honestly surprised that they're not either running or just randomly shooting strikers.
They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him.
This is actually exactly the same as the story we got from the Union, which almost certainly means at this point that it's probably true. Like, this is verified by like 3 or 4 different sources at this point. Just doesn't really... Like, the case is solved. It was Titus Hardy and his boys and the one girl. It's just, we can't actually arrest them, or we'll be murdered, so...
He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
What then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
I have to say, this is not Disco.
It is very far from Disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
She grabs hold of the mainsail.
if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
Sure
The
will.
Debardeur have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
It's not, but on the other hand, they lynched the one guy. I'm pretty inclined to think... Look, here's the problem. He's got a gun, yes, and he's pretty much invincible, yes. That kind of numbers? They're literally gonna grab him by all four limbs and rip his limbs off. Like, there's not much he can practically do against 2,000 men with only two of them.
Serai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
Also, there's no way the Union isn't kind of armed. Like, they don't have ceramic armor, but they're armed.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
As I said, a bloodbath.
Pretty bleak scenario you're describing.
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Lieutenant W. Frater Dubois. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Right. What can you tell me about Krenel?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Right. Anything else you got?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
She thinks.
If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
She thinks.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, man?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenel.
Take it you couldn't just contact Krenel and tell them to call them off?
And they will.
Ah.
However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Yes, at this point, unfortunately, it's not really two professionals. It's two guys who are pissed that their commander got lynched, and they're just going to do whatever the hell they feel will avenge him.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
But yes, it's obviously not in the company's long-term interest for a bunch of the strikers to just get massacred. Like, they need somebody to do their, like... They need someone to actually conduct the port operations, you know? Did he just assault a woman?
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
What did they say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
I wonder if it is Sylvie, the waitress that went
The
missing.
lieutenant consults
She
his
also
notebook,
might be the missing
his
party.
eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
That's not true. I'm sure I've heard reports about this before.
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
The missing waitress, Sylvie or whatever. I'm pretty sure she's the one who was sexually assaulted. I would not be at all surprised if she was the 9th or 10th party or whatever, either 13th or however many there are.
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
Do you know the colonel who was hanged?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name?
Lely. his service name, a nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Yeah. Nationality? Age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed, this matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Where are the remaining 2 mercs?
They'd gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They
Yeah.
don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Yeah, we'll probably steer clear for the moment.
That's wise. Our goal is to avert catastrophe. Besides, you're likely to encounter them sooner or later.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk up the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Right.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Oh yeah, you know anything about these tattoos?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in her hand.
For about half a minute, in silence.
Oh.
It was taken with a Trigat not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
This disturbs her a little. What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to one on the photo paper.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like blooms in a pattern?
Close. Port cities.
Oh.
This is an Oranese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
Huh. What's the use of the map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Any idea what travels he made?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oranese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
She points to his heart. What's that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
In Martinez, looking into Krenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there is a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter. Vredefort? Vredefort has a military academy. The Semines Islands saw a recent conflict. In Revachol, he was executed.
This man's no brother of mine, but maybe it's a record of his military career?
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood spatter on the seas.
Did anybody tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
You wouldn't even know where to start.
Alright, thank you for your help, Joyce.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, I think that's all for now. Okay, that was helpful in a raising the stakes kind of way. Let's see, I got another point. I think I should probably put it into authority, maybe. Quest-wise, wash the jacket, called Jamrock. Gotta visit that apartment. We could try talking to Titus again, it's probably not gonna work. We gotta try to figure out how to get into this secret passage too. I have no real idea. Seems important. I can literally see a woman up there that probably is important, but I don't know how to get in. Except perhaps through that door that we can't open, but... Can we try calling Sylvie again? What was her name? Sylvie?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio mic.
This is Precinct 57.
Sylvie,
Just a second. Okay. Sylvie Malaika on the line for you, officer. Yes. Hello?
Hey, Sylvie.
Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
Maybe it's not her. Based on the portrait, she actually doesn't seem like she would fit at all. Well, she could still be the woman who was sexually assaulted, but I don't think she fits the profile of the Hardy at all now that I look at her again. Any idea how my paperwork ended up in the trash container behind the whirling?
Well, you tried to jam it down the toilet, sir, clogging it completely. After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paperwork, I threw it out in the trash, thinking you didn't need it. I am sorry about that. Anything else, detective?
Yeah, have you seen my gun?
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective.
Oh god. I showed you my gun. I showed everyone my gun. When did this
You
happen?
were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and
What did I do, Sylvie?
you were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
I see.
Oh, those again. I have been trying to wean you off them.
Off what?
You know, when you put your gun, your actual gun, on your temple and pretend to shoot your brains out, off of that, people don't like that.
No, people don't like that.
I remember this. You were screaming things like, "My brains are all over the wall, painting them red. I won't be seeing it, 'cause these are my brains. I can't see without my brains." Very nice visuals there.
Can't believe I threatened to kill myself. I mean, look at this world. It's great.
There is silence on the other end of the line.
Alright, so what happened to my gun?
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like, "Big bucks cannot lie," and "Guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns."
So I really did pawn my gun.
It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask.
Thanks, Sylvie.
You hear the call breaking up on the...
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
No,
57.
In the cabin, you you see.
She might be, yeah. She might be the woman that was assaulted. I take back what I said about her being one of the Hardys. She doesn't fit the profile at all, actually. We could try talking to the Hardys again. I don't think we're gonna get much out of them at the moment.
It's you again. What is it?
There we go. Hey, that merc you hanged, his friends are coming for you, Titus.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Cronell.
Yes.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
Yeah, they're forming some kind of tribunal and they're coming for you.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy boys are right fucking here.
Mate, they've got automatic rifles and, like, space-age armor. They not drunk and just barging in through that front door, they will mow all you. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Was it the 8th Hardy that was missing then? Yeah, they'll mow you guys right down. I mean, that's
You
not...
heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
You realize the mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
Well, if he's got a cannon at home, I guess you'll be just fine here, huh? With the pierced ceramic armor?
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
Titus, the answer is
That
no.
was an unsure phrasing.
See what? That they don't?
Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor.
He takes a sip of beer to bide his time, and then tries to get the last word in.
You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal.
That's clearly true, but also he was hammered drunk. Like, he was probably passed out already, practically. Did you know a single Serace giant hornet can kill 40 bees a minute?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
You're the bees, they're the hornet.
We're not bees. We're men. We're socialists.
Okay, you seem...
Easy, E. He's trying to phase you. What are you trying to do? Scare my men?
You realize they're bad news, right?
So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
These
Kelly?
people are trained military professionals, special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think.
Yeah, but when they're not drunk, then they're bad news. Joyce said they went rogue,
fucking
too.
surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen? What do you mean? Okay.
I mean, okay, they're gonna wipe you the fuck out, Titus.
No, they won't. Get out of here with your negative energy.
All he means is that the situation is serious.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
I could almost maybe establish authority. I think, I don't think it's worth rolling right now. But I think, once I finish my rigorous self-critique, it might be worth a shot. Assuming that doesn't make me have a permanent authority deficit or something.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
I ran into your husband on the coast. He's not dead.
Goodness. How is he? Did he say why he hasn't returned yet?
The old woman clasps her hands together over her blanket.
He's fine, ma'am. As we had suspected, he couldn't get back earlier because the water lock on the canal was broken. Now he's just finishing up some work.
Oh, yes. That's my Morel. He's bound to catch a cold staying out there for so long. But I am so relieved to hear that he's okay. thank you for putting an old woman's heart at ease, if even a little.
You haven't, however. There are dangers out there. Our aging body's foul. Her heart won't rest until Morel is safely back with her.
Well, yeah, but at least he's
Now
alive.
maybe she'll open up about those fascinating cryptids. Take her mind off all this. No, you don't have any new winning tactics to get the woman to spill the beans about cryptids.
Tragic. What the hell are you? This guy been here the whole time? Can I talk to this cook again?
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. The man says a couple of... I'm pretty sure he asked. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Yes?
Boss need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka.
Of course, vodka. Now that turning it up seems like a dangerous idea. Honestly, the place is a powder keg.
No more vodka.
The cook gives you a long, disappointed look.
Okay.
Then turns the stove off and seems to wait for you to speak.
You know how to get to
He
the door?
looks up at you. Then shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know.
Stay masculine, bro. Okay, I think probably it's best if the Union doesn't have vodka. I think everybody around here probably needs less vodka.
Can I help you?
Garth, I got a new bird for you, man. As an apology for breaking your whole hotel.
What is this thing?
Well, it's no biggie. I just thought it would look nice on the wall. I'm that kind of cop.
What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy.
What the hell happened to the place?
I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals.
Yes, Kim. I needed to get Garth an apology for the fact that I fucked his entire hotel
not
up.
Actually about that, but he liked it.
Another thing. Great. Oh, yes, that door. Sure. There's nothing... No, I don't have a key. I don't know how...
Wondering about it is,
Or some boring...
he's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's
Fine, okay. So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times. Yes?
Okay, goodbye. Don't know how to get in there. We'll figure it out harder at some point. Okay, next thing is going to be to go talk to the... Yeah, it's up there. We need to get up there and talk to that lady that I can literally see. Kuno, I don't suppose I can pass my empathy check with you yet.
Kuno's like Kuno's
Nope,
dad.
I can't even try anymore.
Kuno doesn't
We
give
don't have
a
enough
fuck
empathy.
about anything. Kuno doesn't.
What I should do is, like, I have gear that boosts empathy, so I should put that on, and, like, for authority to boost, like, temporarily, you know? I can temporarily swap stats around, but just for white checks by putting different gear on. Especially since I have unlimited tries at all the white checks. That is kind of what that's for. But first, we're gonna go up and talk to this guy, but it is about to be 5 a.m., which is nice, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it there for today. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you all have a nice ungodly hour of the morning. This is Seedler Agenda signing off.